Welcome back to SFC Live. We are live in the Quins Sports Bar back here at the Stadium of Light. The game, of course, was down at Bramall Lane. Danny, another frustrating trot out for the lads this week, and that unbeaten run coming to an end.
It does indeed, yeah. Was it deserved? Probably not. If you go off balance of play, opportunities, I thought we certainly shaded it. And obviously we'll get onto the incidents, which was incident-packed game as a whole, wasn't it, really? Not just the end of the first half. A lot of incident in the second half, a lot of yellow cards, just looking at your tally there. But yeah, it's frustrating for the lads. We said it after the game in midweek. A different type of game, really, although I still think we had good control at times this evening. Good opportunities getting into the box on numerous occasions. But yeah, we're just struggling at the top end of the pitch at this moment in time.
Let's have a look back through the action then, if we can, and we'll see perhaps where Sunderland went wrong this evening. There's a lot of highlights to go through because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, no, I think Sheffield United were out the block, started better than us, if we're honest. First 5 minutes or so, after a bit of the ball, we sat off a little bit, and then we just felt our way into the game. Got a few touches in it, and then thought, you know what, we can go and press them a little bit higher. And then we started to take the ball off them, started working in their final third, and just little incidents like this, really, and just little moments at this moment in time which aren't quite going right for us. That one there, on another day, Wilson takes a touch out of his feet and he slots it past the keeper. Lovely ball in this one, Tommy Watson. We got three in there waiting for it. As I say there, I think Chris Mepham just ahead of Luke O'Nien, just puts Luke off. I think Luke's probably thinking, why hasn't Chris gone for it? And then it's on to him before he knows it.
Good run for Tommy Watson. Yeah,
Tommy was bright this evening. He had a lot of moments like this, really, where he's picking up some loose ball. He was getting down the left-hand side. They obviously changed it at half-time. Sheffield United. Gilchrist, he was up against in the first half, moved into centre-half. Sariki came on in that second half to look after Tommy. So, yeah, I thought he had some good moments again this evening, Tommy. But here now, just these on another day when things are going for you, that drops first time for Job and he can hit it first time. It's just bobbling round and he has to take a touch. It's slightly behind him. You see here now, and then they get the block in. It's Gilchrist with the block, and then Tommy blazes it. We're on the follow-up, and then this one, lovely build-up play for the penalty, one-touch play, Tommy involved, back to Job, into Wilson, round the corner, and Robinson comes across, brings him down, and I think, as I said there, I think he's lucky. I think it's a red card, regardless of whether he's given the penalty or not. To last man, Tommy's next touch is going to be a strike on goal, so I think he's fortunate there, and then obviously Patrick steps up. And the keeper goes the right way. Good save from his point of view, isn't he? Palms it round the post. But it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, Tommy Watson doing great stuff to get in that position. And he was a threat all night. Look at that Sheffield United fan there.
He's praying there, isn't he, to the gods. He gets his wish as well, doesn't he? Yeah. People will say it's not a great penalty. And I said on there, he goes the other corner and he scuffs it and it goes in. People aren't talking about it. So, look at Patrick's reaction. It's been difficult for him. His only other goal this season has been a penalty down at Plymouth, so he'll be disappointed and he'll be back on the bus now. Not feeling too great, will he? Patrick Roberts. But here's Tommy again now, goes on the outside on this one. Wilson trying to get across the keeper at the near post, but angles against him and the keeper's behind him anyway. But here's the booking, isn't it? That's the first one for Suter, isn't it? He's late on Isidore on that occasion, but it's those two that come together obviously for Suter's two yellow. So that one you can't argue it. He's gone through him, doesn't get any of the ball, clatters into him, standard yellow card. And then another clip with Tommy. Yeah, that one there, I think, whether he's trying to catch the keeper out at his near post to do him. But here's the incident now leading to Chris Mepham's red card. And as I say there, in the build-up, we don't help each other out. It goes into Luke. He hasn't got a pass on square for him. We've left that space there, vacated it. The reason I think it's a yellow card is because Chris slides in, but Campbell takes his touch away from goal, doesn't he? You see it here now, and I think when he comes away, Dan Ballard's then going to get across on the cover. So I think the ref's got the cards wrong for me. I think Robinson's was a red, and I think that Chris Mepham's should have been a yellow. But we didn't have to wait too long until it was balanced off with 10v10, did we? Yeah.
And we'll see that in a second as we just watch this. And I mean, there was lots of times in the first half in particular where Sheffield United got to the final third and just broke down for them, didn't it? And Anthony Patterson was very quiet. That's the second yellow for
No, it did,
Suter.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, there it is there. Yeah, ball goes into Wilson. It does, because he slows him down, and then just a little flip round the corner, a little bit of acceleration there. Too quick for Suter. brings him down, second yellow card. As I say, you can't argue that one. I think the referee did get that one correct. And then, just start the second half now, isn't it? That within, 50 seconds or so.
They came out the blocks, didn't they?
They did, yeah, they started well. But then after that, I felt like we had good control. But just little moments like this where you allow the opposition to creep back into it. Is anybody giving Dan Neil a shout there? He's got 10 yards he can turn. And then, what's this one now? Yeah, Wilson. Difficult one. Look, he's got two defenders in and around him. Pulls the trigger, decent strike. Angles against him on that one.
Throw was going wide on that
free
occasion.
kick Burrows, isn't it? You can see what he's looking for, just trying to bend it round Trey Hume there, but sets it out too far. And then, this was Sousa, wasn't it? Taking a chance in his own 18-yard box, gets himself in a mess. Sits there for, I think Wilson, when he sees it back, he'll be disappointed that he hasn't worked the keeper on that one, but it's sat up lovely for him to strike. And I felt there was a period coming here now, possibly at this stage, where I felt we were looking a little bit leggy, and I was thinking, are we going to look to try and make a couple of changes now? We'll just have a look at this one first as it goes out to Patrick over on that right hand side. I say difficult for Patrick to get into the game tonight. I felt, a penalty aside, didn't really see him at his best driving 1v1, committing to defenders at all really. There's that one for Wilson. Lovely ball over the top from Chris Riggs, spots him. He has to wait for it slightly, and he's got three defenders around him looking for a little bit of support. Goes down there. I'm not sure it's a free kick, if I'm honest. Wilson may be looking for it. Here's the goal now, and this is what I'm saying, where, listen, we've got bodies out there. Chris Riggs been out there for a while. Look, we're watching the ball. You've got to be on the move. Nobody's tracked him inside there. Little one round the corner. Adji then gets back. It's just that little
flick.
It back it's that trouble, little flick. If I'm saying if he doesn't do that, obviously play develops differently. But just here now, keep your eye on. Is it Peck here now? Chrissy Rigg there. Don't ball watch. Can't get inside yet. Round the corner. Then Adji there, unfortunate little flick into Tom Davies's path. He's fresh off the bench, quick feet from him. See it here now. So it pops out to him, couple of touches, bang, bang, rolls it past Adji, and then lovely finish from his point of view. I think it's past Anthony Patterson before he knows it. It's a crisp strike, and he's only 7 or 8 yards out, and that's the difference.
Yeah, I was thinking, we said just before we came back on air there, Dan, if you're a Sheffield United fan, you maybe feel like you've nicked it a bit.
Yeah, I think they have done, to be fair. If we'd have nicked it 1-0, I don't think you'd argue it as much. I don't think they've done more than us to win the game, but it's fine margins in football, and at this moment in time, they're having a great spell at home. We're having a little bit of a tough spell where we're not scoring goals and finding it difficult, obviously, to win games of football. And that's all it's taken, and they've had another clean sheet. Patrick goes the other corner. We've obviously put that to an end, but that's football. It doesn't happen, and we've got to dig ourselves out of it now. So in this, 3-game week, we've picked up 2 points, and obviously we're sat currently in 4th, and obviously there's games to go on tomorrow, so we might drop a little. Yeah,
we'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's have a look around some thoughts around the world then. If we've been playing the hashtags, see what you've been saying. Jackson's been in touch. What positions should Sunderland look to strengthen in the transfer window? Well, moving to December next week, don't we? Yeah.
Obviously this is going to start cropping up. Mike's on that. Start cropping up a little bit more now, isn't it? This question, I think. I know we've had suspensions, we've had a few injuries. We said before the game, top end of the pitch. Obviously, more often than not, we play with one striker. So you've got Wilson, then you've got Connolly, who come on there for a little bit of time. You've got Mayenda, obviously played out wide this evening. Prefers to play through the middle, I think. Rusin in and around the squad as well. So you've got bodies top end of the pitch. I think if you're looking where we're at for cover, really, it's probably a right back.
Yeah.
But you got, I'm not sure how far Niall Huggins is off coming back, probably still away. Luke can obviously do that job. Trey Hume. Dennis isn't going to be too far off coming back, so you've got him and Adji for left back.
We haven't got a midweek game next week, so you'd like to think that Dennis would be back.
And we're still waiting for Samed to come in the middle of the pitch.
What happens when Dennis comes back in then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good problem for Reid. I think he got asked this after the game the other night, and he said, well, it's a good problem to have. So I think we're okay in terms of defence. Flanks, we need Romain back. You've obviously got Tommy out there who's going to get a little run in the team now. It's hard really, because at the same time, yes, you look at it and you think we do need to get 1 or 2 bodies in, but then when you look at it as a whole, we're not too far off really. We're sort of a good 13 or 14 who I think are sort of championship ready.
Yeah.
And then after that, maybe we're looking a little bit shy in terms of the depth really.
Yeah.
So perhaps we need maybe 1 or 2 to come in. positions-wise, I'm not too sure.
And normally by this point as well, as we know from our discussions with the recruitment team,
Yeah.
the work is already done sometimes.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm sure Stuart Harvey, Christian and the rest of the recruitment staff are obviously identifying 1 or 2 targets on the areas they feel where we need to strengthen. We're obviously had a little bit of a dip at this moment in time, but we're still right amongst it if we can get back on the horse, so to speak, and get back on a run. And then, of course, we had a couple of fresh faces into the building. Obviously, it'll help the boys through this spell.
Let's have a look at another thought then. Jessica's been in touch. Big shout out to my better half, George, Sunderland's biggest fan, watching from Washington on the edge of our seats. Let's have a look at the next one. I hope that's Washington, D.C. Watching from Spain, hoping for a Sunderland win. Wasn't a red. Which one, Jake?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's talking about suitors there. Obviously, Chris Mephams, isn't it? Yeah, listen, I agree. We just sort of debriefed the game there, don't we? And my reasons why people will argue it. I think 25,000 Sheffield United fans will think it was a red. I didn't think it was.
Let's have a look at the next game there. No midweek game, as we've already discussed, for Sunderland next week. But there is a game on Saturday, and that's a 12:30 kickoff. Don't be caught out by that one. 12:30 kickoff against Stoke City at home. Means we'll be on air on SAFC Live, broadcasting around the world from 11:15 here. Right then, I think that's it for this evening. Thanks for being with us, and thanks to everyone for joining us in Quinn Sports Bar as well this evening. You are always welcome. Behind us, we'll be back very soon here on SAFC Live.